The content of this video mentions different difficult issues, such as depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation. This conversation may be heavy and triggering to some users. Please take care of yourself and remember you're not alone. If you need to talk to someone, please reach out to the Trevor Project at 1-866-488-7386 or text the word START, that's START, to 678-678. The end of the decade, honestly and truly, was a trying time for me. It was a moment where I feel like all of the ninja training and problems that I had been facing all throughout this past decade, and also a lot of my lifespan, was culminating and telling me that I need to overcome this or I wouldn't make it into the next phase of life that I'm supposed to be coming into. So I withdrew. I honestly pulled back from everything. Pulled back from friends, pulled back from social media, and I took the time to really heal and work on myself and to just move within and look within for a bit and really try to do some more work on what is important to me, who I am, and what I was trying to really change and grow about myself. And this was something that I know was always needed. It was something that I had been planning on doing more and more. It was driven by getting to a point in my life where I was not happy. I was not feeling the full effects of happiness and living. And part of that was my mental health. And part of that was also just me dealing with a lot. And rather than trying to face all the issues that I needed to face, I was sitting there and letting them fester. I was sitting there and ignoring them. I was trying to take care of my friends and hope that they would be better off. But it was like the whole universe was telling me to stop, and I wasn't listening. And that once quiet voice kept getting louder and louder and louder and louder and louder and louder to the point where I couldn't do anything anymore. And my mental space was toxic. And it's funny because I look back on some of the photos and I look back on some of the videos that I have, and while I was smiling and looking all happy and being a functional human being, I was honestly at the point where I was ready to end it all. I was ready for the world to come toppling down on me. I was ready to honestly find a space to just disappear into forever. And I was at a loss of what I was doing wrong. Because while things were getting better, I was going through the worst inner turmoil, and I wasn't realizing it. It made me toxic. Made me toxic to my chosen family, made me toxic to some of my friends, made me honestly toxic to myself as well. To think that it started in July and I had been ignoring it for like 5 months is a sad thing, because I would go into therapy and I would be like, I'm fine, and we would talk about things. I didn't realize how much I was disassociating. I didn't realize how much I was honestly pushing things into the back burner. I was literally the meme of the dog sitting in a burning building, and I'm like, this is nice. This is fine. But it wasn't, because my depression was at an all-time high. My anxiety was at an all-time high. And my borderline personality disorder was at an all-time high. And I felt like shit. I felt like I was a wreck. I felt like I didn't deserve to be around anymore. And I started having ideations and fantasies, and I was just like, I just want all the pain to end. But then, it was when I separated myself from everything and everyone. I felt like I was alone. I heard a voice. It was the voice I had been ignoring all this time. And the voice was telling me, what about me? What about me? And I didn't know what to take with that voice. I had the thought, okay, well, what about you? And I realized that it was time to focus on me. Not this friend, not this family member, not this celebrity, not this fave, not what the world was going through. Take a moment and focus on me. And so that's what this month was. And honestly, the end of 2019, the end of the decade, and this past month has been healing. It's been a month of healing, a month of self-reflection, meditation, self-confidence, self-forgiveness, and self-love. And it was honestly what I needed. And I thank you for being patient with me. I have 5 intentions that I'm setting. 1, I'm going to be authentically me. I'm going to live in my truth and my happiness and my queerness and just be me. And I'm not going to let anyone affect that for me. 2, I'm going to be more mindful of my relationships. I want to build genuine relationships with people, and I'm going to try to work on building that. Social anxiety makes that hard. Anxiety in general makes that hard, but I'm going to try my very best to do that as much as I can. 3, I'm going into this new decade and into this life with an open mindset. I'm not judging people. I'm not going to critique people because we're all on different journeys. I'd rather educate than critique because I feel like we can educate and learn from one another more. So that's what I'm really aiming for. 4, I'm going to continue to put my mental health first, but I'm going to be doing that more. So I'm limiting myself. I'm limiting myself from social media when I need to. I'm limiting myself from things that I feel are not healthy for me. Could be people, could be situations, could be conversations. And I'm doing that genuinely for my own benefit because if I don't take care of me, no one else is going to take care of me. Does it mean that I hate anyone? No, I refuse to hate people. It just means that I need to take care of me and do what's great and good for me and my higher being. And 5, I'm going to invest in what I find interesting and what I find like I want to put out there. Because while I am an open book, I also don't want to have to force myself to create things. I don't want to force myself to do anything just because so-and-so is doing it or because I think this will give me more views on my page. I'm not going to force myself to rebrand. I was thinking about it, but I'm not going to rebrand. I'm not going to force myself to jump onto every challenge. I just want to let this page kind of be like an open diary where I'm exploring and trying to figure out who I am and let people have that space to have conversation to figure out who they are too. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey. And if this is where the journey stops for you, thank you so much. I wish you nothing but the best. But if you choose to stick with me, thank you. Thank you so much too. Like, I know you have so many other people you can be invested in. And I just really am thankful that you're here with me on the journey. Lots of love, light, and positivity. From your favorite MB Cup. Adios, guys.